Hi there. How's everyone doing today? I am here to do some reading sprints. Thank you for the kisses, Luna. I'm here to do some reading sprints for the Nevermore-athon or for anyone that wants to join, really. Luna has decided to take over my lap. So here we are. This is my first time doing a live reading sprint, so that's exciting for me. And I'm going to be doing this for about an hour, so I figured it would be like 4 10 to 15 minute sprints. So I'm figuring out how to navigate StreamYard a little bit, so be patient. Hi, hello. Okay, I can see chats. That's good. Success. Good afternoon. Morning here for me, so like 9 a.m. over here, but good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. I am excited to be doing reading sprints. I think Luna is really excited too. She is a little hyperactive this morning, so if you hear some whining and noise in the background, then you know what's up. She likes to grumble like a little gremlin, so forgive any background noises. I have this book, Hell Followed With Us by Andrew Joseph White from my reading today. Thank you for checking it out, Luna. I am going to be starting that. I haven't started it yet, but I'm really excited about it, and I am hoping to make a decent little bit of progress this morning. What are you guys reading today? What do we have planned for sprints? Hello. Oh, so many people popping in. Hello, everybody. It's nice to see so many people. Let's see. Good morning, hello, or good afternoon. I think you guys can probably hear Luna in the background talking. Yeah, she is a very curious puppy. So many people, hello. Let's see. Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of noises with her. She is really, really hyper. Usually we're out for like a longer walk right now, so she's kind of like protesting. Let's see. Trying to get to all the comments here. I'm heading out at a local family-owned coffee shop while reading today, reading Kin by Kaylin Patricia Burke. That sounds awesome. I wish I was reading at a coffee shop. I actually have just recently given up coffee for a bit of time, so I am avoiding coffee shops like the plague, unfortunately, because I do not have the willpower to not drink them if I'm there. Let's see. You'll be editing before you start your sprints later. I got to catch up on some of that later, too. Hanging out. Oh, okay. Cool deal. You're reading Rainbow Gray. That sounds like fun. And reading The Bone Shard Daughter. Oh, that's a series I've been meaning to check out. I've seen that the new book for it just dropped, I think, if I remember correctly. Luna, okay, thank you for saying hello. Thank you. Sorry, guys. She wants to be part of this podcast, or not podcast, but live stream here. I think I'm starting The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein because the Switch is getting very low on batteries. That sounds like fun. I love a good book with spooky vibes. Do you want to come back up? So this one for me, I believe, is a dystopia. It has some dark vibes and some post-apocalyptic vibes. So I'm really excited about that. I've been meaning to get into something like that for a while. Okay, I'm currently doing a to-do list and reading. Awesome. Great to have you here. Yes, Team Stoners. We are here to celebrate and encourage all teams. I definitely want to make sure that everybody feels supported regardless of what team they're on. I'm mostly here to have fun. Definitely wouldn't mind seeing Stoners doing well, but, I'm happy for every single team as they participate. So I'm all set up for my reading. I've got my couch. I've got my warm, fuzzy blanket. It's freezing here in Vegas this morning. Got my cup of tea. Anyone doing tea, coffee? I know one person said that they're at the coffee shop. I've got some chamomile and lavender tea since I'm not doing any caffeine right now. But, all hot beverages are good, right? Let's see. Oh, we've got Scales in the house for sure. Luna, enough. Thank you. Come here. Come here. Excuse me for a second while I get the dog settled. Come here. Come on up. Thank you. She's I think it's one of those things where like they sense like, oh, you're gonna do something. Let me try and beg you for attention constantly. So, anyways, the eternal question. Oh, you just finished your chocolate coffee. Ooh, chocolate coffee sounds amazing. I'm gonna live vicariously through you, okay? Because I'm wishing I could have coffee right now. Let's see. The eternal question: do I Janeway or do I Picard? That is a tough question. I think I'm going with Picard. I'm definitely a fan of the Picard. I don't know. Well, I guess it depends. Are we going Picard in the original series or are we going Picard in like the new Picard series? Because I definitely like him a lot better on TNG than I do in the current series. I mean, not that I guess he's changed too much, but yeah, I like the TNG better. It's more nostalgic for me. But Janeway's pretty badass too, and I don't think she gets enough credit. I feel like people are really critical of her, and yeah, so I think you're probably safe either way, honestly. All howls for the furs. Oh, furs in the house. All right, guys, we've got a good group of people and a couple different teams, so that's very exciting. So I'm thinking that for this first sprint, we'll set like a 10-minute, just a quick sprint to get like a little warm up going. And then we can do a couple 15 minutes after that and see how everyone's doing. Hopefully this little one will settle down enough so I can concentrate and get some pages in. I feel like they have like a sixth sense for, oh, you've got live video going on. Let me just, make an appearance. So I'm going to set my alarm here for a 10-minute sprint. Let's see. It is 9:07. So we need to set it for 9:17. Luna, thank you for showing your butt to everybody. Can we turn around? Can you lay down? She's still learning how to jump off my lap gently. She's like a little cannonball. Enough. Enough. Thank you. Okay. I was talking about their beverage choices, and if we're going with the series, it's between TNG Picard and DS9 Cisco. Yes, Cisco is my favorite. I absolutely love. I'm a big Star Trek fan. I'm like totally tangenting here. I grew up with TNG and Deep Space Nine and Voyager to some extent, but Deep Space Nine is, I think, my favorite. I don't think love it as much when I was younger. I think I loved TNG a little bit more as a younger person, but as an adult, like rewatching them, gosh, Deep Space Nine is just so good, and Cisco's so good. I'm so excited to see that. So I guess in this case, then Cisco would be my choice. Oh, Dove's in the house. Glad to see all the different teams having some representation here. Wiggle, wiggle. Yep. Luna definitely has a wiggle butt. She, like, when she gets excited, shakes back and forth very vehemently. So, all right, let's get going with our first sprint. So I'm going to set my alarm for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. So we're going to be stopping at 9:18 my time. 9:19 my time. So we have an alarm set for 10 minutes from now. So if you have a book, oh, more Deep Space Nine comments. All right, guys. So I'll see you in 10 minutes. I hope that you enjoy whatever you're reading and you make good progress. Let me give Luna a treat real quick and see if that'll settle her down. You calm down now? Okay. You can come on up. No. Thank you, Luna. Come on. There we go. Okay, thank you. There is our 10 minutes. So I made it about 10 pages in the first 10 minutes. No, thank you. Okay, let's see if I can get this one settled down. How are you guys doing? Did you make any progress in your book or productivity or anything that you are working on? Clearly, Luna wants to take over the spotlight of this show. Let's see. Luna, thank you. Anyone else with dogs and feel like as soon as you set up something live that they want to just like immediately take over all your space and all your attention? Like they don't understand at all that, you know, what quiet time is. It's funny too because this like amount of noise and like chaos that she's causing right now is kind of unusual for her. Usually she's much more mellow and she'll just like lay down. You edited a little bit. Let's see. Edited a little bit. And Luna, you're blocking the whole screen, babe. Now I'm going to eat dinner. I'll jump back in after. Good luck in the meantime. Awesome. Have a good dinner. I hope you're eating something very delicious. The chef in me is always excited to talk about food. So, you know, feel free to tell me all about it. All right. So I think I'm going to be setting up another, I think we'll do 15 minutes now that we've got a 10-minute out of the way. Luna, you're literally blocking the whole screen. Okay, time to go. All right. So let me just set up a 15-minute alarm. Five pages. Awesome, Ali. That's wonderful. Any progress is important. I like to just take my time and try to enjoy what I'm reading. So I'm not rushing through my pages today at all. I'm glad to see you're making some progress with me. All right. So we've got an alarm set for 15 minutes from now. So we'll go ahead and jump into a second sprint. That's totally okay. Nothing is perfectly acceptable. Totally okay. If you just spend 10 minutes or 15 minutes relaxing, no big deal. pressure. The dog now has the zoomies. Enough. Okay. There is the end of our 15 minutes. Let's see. Oh, I love the zoomies. My cat has those as well. Sometimes it's so funny. It is super amusing watching animals just like have those bursts of energy. It looks like my light is changing here, so I'm gonna have to just close my blinds really quick. How are you guys doing on your reading? Have you made any progress or on your productivity, whatever you're working on? Let's try turning this around. There we go. That's better. A little less streaky. So I am now, let's see, about 23 pages into my book. I've made it to chapter 3. I'm actually really enjoying this so far. The setup is very interesting. We have a young man who is running away from a cult, and he has some sort of biological weapon programmed inside of him that the cult wants to exploit to continue to wipe out humanity. And the post-apocalyptic setting is really good so far. So it opens with him like running through the city trying to escape and then getting caught. And the description of the way that the city looks is really, really intense. It takes place, I believe he said, in Pennsylvania so far, but it looks like it's going to be going to a different location from there. So I'm very pleased with the start of this book. I'm feeling really engaged in it. I think, let's see, it's about 400 pages long. So obviously a good long way to go. Let's see. I filled the bathtub. I haven't touched my book yet. Hey, hot baths are important. That's like my main method of decompression at the end of the day. So kudos for getting up and getting something done. Oh, your book does sound interesting. Mine is in middle grade and very cute so far. Ooh, what are you reading for middle grade? I don't read a whole lot of middle grade because there's no kids in my family. I'm the baby of my family. And so I'm not introduced to middle grade that often. But I did try to read a couple middle grade books for middle grade March last month, and I loved them. So now I feel like I want to check out more middle grade. The Bathman Tub, Denise. Okay, this is an inside joke, I think, maybe. Yeah, so give me the middle grade recommendations if you have any good ones, because like I said, it was kind of my first time last month really delving into middle grade too much. I read The Last Quintista, When You Trap a Tiger, and A Mall Unbound. I really loved The Last Quintista. That was probably my favorite. I also really loved When You Trapped a Tiger. For me, A Mall Unbound was good, but it was a little, I don't know, it was just good. It wasn't like amazing. Rainbow Gray. Oh, Rainbow Gray. Okay, I remember you said that at the beginning. It's such a quick read, but a little on the young side. Ooh, I see a recommendation. Oh, you should try Nevermore by Jessica Townsend. I will check that out. Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe I might like mix in one or two throughout the month from now on, just to kind of keep up to date with what's going on in the middle grade genre. or category of books. My mom works in a school, so she knows a lot more about like middle grade books than I do, honestly. The only way that I really find out about them is if she tells me about a cool book or if somebody I know is talking about them. Otherwise, like I'm just not really exposed to them that much. But I was really impressed to see like the diversity in middle grade books and to see like the discussion of really like serious topics, and they go really deep. The ones that I read, at least, I was surprised they talk about a lot of stuff that I wouldn't necessarily expect in a child's book. A Pinch of Magic series is amazing as well. Okay, I'll check that out. All of those sound like great recommendations. Thank you. Okay, so we are 2 sprints in. I feel pretty happy so far. I've made a bit of progress, and let's see. Yeah, they do go really deep, and most of them are very magical as well. I love that. I do too. So that was probably the thing for me that was the nicest, was that like nostalgia element of like magic, but in like a very palatable, understandable way, not in a way where you're like having to read a whole bunch of setup and like, you know, chapters upon chapters of like fantasy world building. It's kind of a little more straightforward and direct with kids' books. So I really like that. So it looks like we have time for maybe one more sprint. So I think we will do one more 15-minute sprint, and then we will end it there. I know Barbara is going to be hosting a continuation of reading sprints after this. So I'm just popping in for a short bit. I do have to go to work this afternoon. So just popping in for a quick morning, you know, get the reading time in where I can fit it in. And I know Barbara's going to be around for a good chunk of time this morning doing some more reading sprints. So definitely, you know, let's get this 15 minutes in, get a few more pages in. And then if you're feeling up to it and you're like really in your book and you want to keep going, or you're really in your progress and you want to keep being productive, then you should definitely join Barbara after this one. So let me just set one more alarm. It's 9:40 here, so we'll set it for 9:55. Hopefully Luna will cooperate for another 15 minutes or so. I think she's just like super hyper right now. Will you link her? Yes, let me figure out how to do that. Do you mean just like putting a link to her sprints in here? Because I can certainly do that. Let me find her. Bookworm.wonder. Let's see. I know that there's got to be a way to link it, but I am also, let's see, 10 a.m. There we go. Sorry, I'm a little new to all of this, so I don't always know how to do all of this right away. Copy. There is the link for Barbara's sprints that'll be starting at 10 a.m., at least 10 a.m. my time. So definitely check it out and join her. Allie, I think that you will like Barbara and have a lot of fun with her sprints as well. Okay, so let's set that last alarm. And hopefully, like I said, Luna will cooperate for these last few minutes. All right. Ready, set, go. Luna. Come up. Come on up. Come on. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on up. Can you settle down? It's just 7 more minutes, okay? Just 7 more minutes, okay? Sit, sit. Go. that is the end of the third sprint. So my final page count is 35 pages. I think I made good progress. Shh. Autocorrect is terrible, isn't it? I feel like I say crazy stuff all the time because of autocorrect. I know, but it was funny. I imagine you have a lot of men in your bath now. Okay, I think I missed this. I need to scroll back up. So I remember you saying you were getting a bath ready. Well, anyways. Or a bathtub, let's see. Or a bathtub in the shape of a bathmobile. That would be cooler. Oh my gosh. I have like a dream of having like a really cool, crazy bathtub someday. Like with a really good view. A bathtub in a bathmobile? We were talking about like a car that you could drive with a bathtub in it. Thank you. It's very interesting so far. So like if you like dark dystopia, you might really enjoy this one, I think. It is, I will say, very violent, as most dystopias are. So just be aware of that if you do decide to pick this up. Maybe check out trigger warnings to see if there's anything potentially that might be hard for you. I can definitely identify that there is a lot of violence and gore and definitely transphobia. The main character is trans and he is escaping a cult that refuses to acknowledge his trans identity and is dead naming him and things. So if those are sensitive subjects, then maybe skip that one. A Batman bath could be as well. That'd be fun. Yes, it's a really cool cover. That was, I think, the first thing that really drew me to this when I saw it on Instagram, was that the cover was just so like interesting for me. Even the back is kind of cool. So very good. Yeah, I always try to mention like, especially like really strong trigger warnings. Like if it's just like a little bit of swearing or like some very minor references to violence or like sexual content, I might not mention it. But definitely when a book is really plot heavy on things that are going to require sensitive subjects, I definitely want to mention that. I never want to recommend a book that's going to be upsetting to someone, or like if I recommend a book that could potentially be upsetting, I just want people to know that ahead of time. I would hate for anyone to go into something and just like be horrified. I feel seen too. Trust me, like my entire bookshelf is cover buys. Let me see if I can show you from here. So there's my entire colorful bookshelf. And then over here, I have all my black and white books. And then I have my little book cart over there, which is all of my paperbacks. So definitely feel you on the cover buys. I have 500 or cover buys sitting in my living room right now. No judgment. Thanks. Yeah. I try to shoot with that color, the colorful, like the rainbow background the most, because that's so like, vibrant and eye-catching. But I have several other bookshelves in my house, and all of them are organized mostly in rainbows, except for my kitchen. I have a pretty large cookbook bookshelf, but that one is not organized that way. I have it split by like cookbook subject. I sometimes don't listen to an audiobook because the cover is so pretty and I want to own it. So I have gotten around that because like I love audiobooks, but I also love having physical books. So I just tend to go back and forth. So like, for example, I am reading this one in a physical copy. And then if I'm really, really into it, I also have the audiobook on my Libby app. I have to go to work this afternoon and do some inventorying. So I may listen to it for the hour or so while I'm at work. And then that way I can kind of keep going with the book instead of having to like stop and start. Thank you so much. Yes, Piranesi, that was my favorite book of last year, actually. I think I have a video somewhere of the 23 favorite books of 2023. And so that was my number one. My cookbook shelf is full. I need a new one. Yeah, I feel you. I work as a chef for a living. So I have all of the cookbooks that I have from like when I was in culinary school. And then I have tons of cookbooks from when I was younger, when I was still like learning how to cook more. And then I've been gifted so many over the years. I've had a lot of chef friends that have published cookbooks and things. So I have a pretty massive collection at this point. I haven't bought a new cookbook in a really long time though, just because I think at this point, since I've been doing this for about 20 years, I don't use them as much anymore. But they're sure pretty to look at. Yes, it was. It was so good. I actually just finished her other book, and I'm blanking on the name, Mr. Norrell. I think I have it sitting here, actually. Oh, no, that's Brothers Karamazov. Whoops. As I knock a stack of books over. I just read Susanna Clark's other book, Mr. Norrell. I forget the other guy's name. Totally blanking at the moment. But that wasn't as good as Piranesi for me. It was still enjoyable, but, so-so. Oh, I would love to do a video about cookbooks sometime. I haven't really gone that much into like cooking aspect. I do like a recipe, but it's always based on a fictional book, not on like actual cookbooks. But I have some pretty good ones. I didn't like it as much as Piranesi. It was like a 4-star. Jonathan Strange, thank you. Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. It was a 4-star read, so it was still really good and enjoyable, but definitely not as good or enjoyable as Piranesi was for me. But I would recommend reading it. If you like Susanna Clark's writing, I think you'll probably like it. So that is the end of my sprint schedule for the day. Oh, you do cookbook reviews. I didn't know that. I'll have to look for them. Maybe I can find some new cookbooks to add to my collection. Definitely we should chat about cookbooks because I have a lot as well. So that is the end of my scheduled reading sprint segment here. As I mentioned, Barbara is going to be hosting some sprints coming up here soon, and you can find her at bookworm.wander. I think I linked it up a little bit in the comments. So if you want to continue sprinting and continue making progress, please hop on over to her channel and say hello. And if you don't follow her already, please go give her a follow. She's very lovely. And yeah, so I hope everybody had fun. I hope everybody made some progress. Thank you so much for joining in. I do have a productivity sprint coming up on Thursday that is specifically for catching up on reviews because I'm so behind on writing Goodreads and Storygraph reviews. So if you're behind like me and you procrastinate about reviewing, maybe pop in Thursday at 8 p.m. PST and we can catch up on some reviewing together. Other than that, I've got to take my dog out and finally get her some exercise before she tears my door down. So bye, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining in.